What's up, everyone? It's Shanice, aka Yachana Irie, aka Pineapple Styles. We got Ziggy itching in the background, and we are back for another hair video. This is actually going to be a video of me doing I-tip extensions on one of my friends. She purchased her hair from Studio Techilo, so I wanted to start with an unboxing or an unbagging of the hair. So let's get into it. So my client got 3 bundles of 50 pieces each because we wanted to keep a pretty natural install. My friend who purchased it is on FaceTime, but yeah, this is the hair. And it's already looking like we're gonna need more. So, sucks to suck. Let me see. There's nothing else in here but the paper. So I'm gonna take it out the bag. All right, so I've taken the hair out of the pack. This is what it's looking like right now. I don't know if it's giving full enough. We have to see after like combing through the curls, but part of me doesn't want to comb through the curls yet. And there we go. So you see it says kinky curly bonds, round tips, color, natural, size 18, size, length, they mean length, 18 inches. But this is pretty long. I will say that it's pretty long. And it's like 18 inches curly. So when you straighten it, it will probably be a lot longer, which is really cool. So yeah, we'll see. To keep this video organized, I'm going to start with coloring the extensions. So both me and Shania are at the salon right now. Because of timing and everything, we're coloring the extensions. She ordered extra hair from Amazon. So you can already see the difference in the hair. It's actually shorter when curly. And it's a little less lustrous. The pattern isn't as defined, but we're going to make it work. My client is my assistant. Yep.
Unpaid assistant.
Yep. But we got to make it happen because we got to do it all in a day. And then we're going to color this hair. So I'm going to mix the formula and she's going to prep and help me add the color to the hair. So this video was filmed when I was back at my old salon. But we are starting this process off by getting the lightener ready, aka bleach. So I'm taking 2 of these lighter colored bowls to mix the bleach formula, 1 for each of us. I'm starting off with 10 and 20 volume just because in the time it takes us to apply the bleach and then, rub it through, fold it up, all that stuff, it's probably going to be processing anyway. So I start off with about like 60 grams. I dumped it because I forgot to turn on the scales. But yeah, I start off with 60 grams of the powder and I apply a little extra developer just so that it can stretch better because we want it to be a little more liquidy. You don't want this bleach to be thick. It's not like you're bleaching a closure. You're bleaching hair, and hair extensions just requires way more bleach. So I try to use more. And I'm just making them even so that I can keep track of how much bleach is being used. So Shania is going to work with the Amazon bundle just because it has more hair and it's already kind of frizzed out. With the Studio Techilo bundles, I'm going in and using my detangling brush, my favorite unbrush from FHI Heat, to basically open up the strands, really comb through it so that I can make sure that the lightener is getting on every strand of hair. And I'm just flipping it over, brushing it in, making sure it's getting on everything. As you can see, a couple of the tips came out. But yeah, we're both just making sure we apply the bleach to everything. So this is how the Studio Techilo hair lifted. As you can tell, it lifted beautifully. I was so happy with this. Like, this is the perfect base for a ginger hair color. All right, time to wash out the bleach. So I'm using the clarifying shampoo to cleanse all of the lightener out of the hair, out of the bundles. And we will not be conditioning because we want to make sure that the cuticles stay open for when we apply the ginger color. Now I'm going in and applying my special ginger formula. I applied it to Shania's hair first just to make sure the color was right, and now I'm applying the same exact formula to the bundles. I'm doing my friend who was visiting for my housewarming, Shania. Hi. Junior high school friends. It's been like 15 years. It's like a teenager at this point. But yeah, so I'm about to do some microlinks, some eye tips, and yeah, we just pulled up to the salon. We're gonna color her hair. She doesn't know what color we're doing. I might not know what color we're doing either, but we're gonna figure it out. We'll see. It's gonna look nice though. Don't worry, it's gonna look nice.
I would hope so. I really hope so. Please don't stay with me.
It's gonna look nice. It's gonna look nice. Y'all gonna like it. Y'all gonna like it. Get ready for the before. I had to keep our little introduction, but yes, this is Shania's before. So this is what we're looking at. So a little background about Shania's current color. She used box color twice at home, the Cream of Nature to be specific. And this is basically the result of it being faded out and whatnot. So my goal for this step is to basically lighten her hair up to the same level. Just make sure I'm starting with an even base so that I will have the best color result. So as you can see, I've already started some of my foils. Right now I'm applying step 1 of the botanical repair. This way we're making sure we're protecting her hair. When I worked in my Veda salon, this was like similar to Olaplex, but different in how it acts. So I started with the spray, and then I'm going to go in and apply the lightener, which also has some of step 2 in the botanical repair in the bowl. So I finished applying my botanical repair and I've brushed it through her hair. And right now I'm going in and performing my highlights. I'm giving some highlights in the top of her hair just for a little added brightness. A little razzle dazzle. So this is what we're working with after I rinsed out all of the lightener that I applied to her entire head. And this is the full picture. So I did highlights in the front and lightener everywhere else. After I've shampooed out the bleach, I'm going in and sectioning the hair. There was no conditioner added at all because we want to make sure the cuticles remain open and ready to take the color. You will see here behind her ear, there was a little dark section. It wasn't completely black, more of like a dark brown, but it does blend in once I apply the rest of the color. So we didn't need to go back and lighten it. So now it's time to start applying the color. As you can see, I am applying to the color to her roots first and then through her ends. I'm actually using two different formulas, one for the roots and one for the ends. I just wanted the root to be a little darker, and so that's why I wasn't worried about that one little dark spot in her roots, because I knew I was going for a darker root anyway. Yeah, so you can just watch me apply the color. And again, I don't have the formulas for you because this was last year in my old salon, so I apologize I didn't get this up earlier. So we are higher up on her head. As you can see, the lower part of the back is starting to change, and that is exactly why I was doing horizontal rows on each side at the same time, just so it would be an even color throughout. And when I tell you this was a long process, I'm trying to keep the video around 15 minutes long, but this was about a 12-hour process. So we started at 4 p.m., finished at 4 a.m., y'all. Crazy.
Like some shit you hear in stories. If only these four walls could talk. More than just a little tipsy. He got me wise, so I won't talk. Hey there, girl, give me a cup. I don't think it's strong enough. You're thinking about it way too much.
She processed for about 40 minutes, and this is what it looks like. And now we are going to shampoo it out. Isn't it crazy how much lighter it looks now that I'm blow drying it? Yeah, that's why they always said with the Veda color, if it doesn't scare you, you didn't leave it on long enough. But yeah, we got the perfect ginger that we were looking for, so now I'm just blow drying. So here's the finished product of her blow dry, and my girl don't go to a salon to get silk presses often at all, so this is the most stretched she's seen her hair, and look at that movement and shine. Ooh, and now we're on to the haircut. I'm cutting it blow dry just because her hair is so stretched. I can see what I need to do, and I didn't want to have to flat iron it too often, so yeah. This is the cut on blow dried hair. As you can see, I'm trying to maintain a lot of the length, but she was fine with cutting what needed to be cut. So that is what I am doing. And when I tell you I love a good clean haircut, I love a good haircut. I feel like it just makes the whole style look better. Plus, who doesn't want their hair to be healthy, you know?
All these bruises in the bump me. Think I know who fucked me up. Who believe a little story when you can't even tell right side from up. Baby girl, you're just confused. Maybe you should just let loose. I got a couple more for you. Just take it.
And now I'm just turning her around so that I can cut the front of her hair as well. Most times, a lot of people's fronts don't meet with the back, and so I'm separating this thinner piece of her hair to set my guide, and then I'm just going to go through and do her face framing layers. This is more out of necessity because, as you can see, that hair is super thin, so we just want to get rid of all those dead ends and make sure that we're maintaining her hair's health as much as possible. Plus, I mean, she lives all the way in another state, so it's not like she can come to me all the time to get her hair maintained. So yeah, just want to make sure I'm really getting her hair to the best state possible after coloring it. And here I'm doing my favorite thing, which is cleaning up the hair along the shaft. You have to be really careful with this, especially if your shears are very sharp, just because you don't want to chop somebody's hair accidentally at the top. But this is just to get rid of any extra split ends without cutting the person's hair very short. And it's just a good way to, again, make sure they have no tangling, keep their hair healthy, especially for naturals, because a lot of times those split ends are in the top from the hair staying wet for way too long. This is her hair after I finished the cut on the blow dried hair. As you can see, it's a pretty neat and even cut all the way around. And bam, this is what it looks like silk pressed. It looks so good. Like, the color is amazing. The press is amazing. Look at that movement. Look at that lightness. So now it's time to section off the perimeter of her hair, basically her leave out. As you can see at the top, I've sectioned off her part. And I'm going in and just separating out the hair that's not going to have any eye tips attached. In the meantime, while I do this, she is blow drying the extensions. We just want the process to be as fast as possible. So as you can see, I'm doing the rat tail test to make sure that I'm leaving out enough hair to cover the tips. And she has fine hair, so we needed a balance of enough leave out, but at the same time, enough hair so that the tips would look full, because we wanted to use basically all of the tips that we could fit. So yeah, you can just watch me section off the perimeter. So this is just a little clip of me installing the eye tips. I wanted to have more clips for y'all, but it was so late. So this is all I got. But as you can see, I'm making sure it's real neat boxes and I'm clipping them in. You want to make sure the tip is not sticking out on the top, and that when you insert it and clamp it, you can still lift the piece up without it hurting your client. So a couple tips there. Now it's time for a very important part of this process, which is blending the hair. A lot of times people just show you them installing the tips but not blending the hair. If your client has a blunt cut, or if their hair is more than 5 inches shorter than the extensions, you want to make sure that you put some type of layers in the top of the hair at least, just to help blend their natural hair into the extensions. So I'm flipping it over her head to create long layers. And here's the final result. It looks amazing. I am so proud of myself. I mean, like I said, this was a 12-hour service. My first time doing a full iTip installation by myself. And thank you to my model, my friend Shania, for giving me so much energy at 4 o'clock in the morning because her flight was the next day. But yes, we did that. We made it through this. Make sure you like this video, drop a comment if you love the results like I did, and subscribe to see more videos. See you next time.